started out my life in the 80s, quite a while ago. I grew up on a small farm in southern Iowa, in a town called Atumwa. I had a lot of brothers and sisters. We were always outside. We were encouraged to be playing out in nature on our farm. As an adult, that was probably because my mom just didn't want me to screaming and yelling at each other. But in any case, I got really used to being outside, outdoors, and out in the environment. So then, when I went to high school, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to be because everything fascinated me. I ended up taking 14 of the 15 science classes that were offered through my high school. The only one I didn't take was physics, for various obvious reasons. But I always knew that I loved being outdoors. I liked hiking, I liked camping, I liked sports, I liked it all. But I just didn't know how to turn that hobby, that interest, into a career. I had no idea. So when I went to the University of Iowa to get my bachelor's degree for my undergrad, I decided to study, randomly, I decided to study torture. So I got a degree in human rights, did a lovely thesis on torture. It was very depressing and very sad, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, but it was very interesting to be able to conduct a research study about the policies behind torture. It didn't fit with the interests and the hobbies that I like to do outside of school. So then, that is when I decided to go back to school and get my master's degree in something that actually interests me in the world of a career. So that's when I decided to start studying environmental policy and environmentalism and conservation. So I decided to develop a master's degree focused around garbage. So I decided to go to Veracruz, Mexico, and conduct a research study on how much garbage is in this area. I found out that it's a very biodiverse region. There's coral reefs. There are tropical jungle forests in this area that have a lot of animals and biodiversity that we need to conserve. So I went to Mexico. My mom visited me. They love it. But I put together this research study and went there and cleaned the beaches, basically, picked up trash for an entire summer. And I counted all of it, I categorized it, and then weighed it, and then reported the findings that I had. And what I found when I was there was that this trash problem is huge. There's a lot of it everywhere. But the thing that's the most fascinating to me as a researcher and a conservationist is that this problem is 100% just human driven. I mean, it's solvable, and it's easy to solve. Just people aren't doing it. And so I started to think about, why is that? So when I returned back to the United States to finish my research, finish my master's, I wanted to start working for a company that started to solve this garbage problem. But nobody was doing it. It's kind of like an issue that's in the background everywhere, it's in the corner of every room, but nobody really talks about it, nobody really does anything about it. So that's when I decided to develop a company that could really start to engage people to do this using mobile technology, which we all have in our pockets, on our table right now. So that's when I started looking, when I returned back to the United States, I started getting together with a bunch of friends over drinks, talking about, what are we going to do, how would I build a company around this? And I also did a water quality pencil. This slide kind of just speaks to my nerdism. When I was in Mexico, just for fun, I did a water quality study on the ocean water there with this cute little science packet that I bought online. But anyway, so when I returned back to the United States, I started putting together a company with my friends to see if we could start making apps that engage people to live more sustainably. So we started by engaging people to recycle more. So the first app the company made is called React. And what it does is it enables people to kind of compete against their friends to see who could recycle the most. So to build an app like this, we had to do a lot more than just code here. We had to go out and talk to people and ask them, why do you recycle? What would make you recycle more? We had to do a lot of interpersonal contact and a lot of interviews with a lot of different people before we even started building this application. So then I decided to join the Iowa Startup Accelerator, which is a company that gives people money to build their startups. And so that's how we got funding for the first version of our app. And it was actually incredibly successful. So we decided to go back and make a new app, a second app, which kind of took a step back and lets people be rewarded for living So I put my team together. I have a team of 8 now, that's 7, but we just added a new person the other day, which is exciting. But we're developing a third app right now, which pays people to do things more sustainable, like use reusable coffee cups, not take plastic bags and stores. People get rewarded for doing those little actions every day that help with a much bigger overall picture. So the new app we're working on is called Sift. We're actually launching it next week on the App Store, so look out for it. It'll be really fun. And look at this. It's not all finished yet, but we're getting there. But I think it's interesting and fascinating for me because I was able to finally find a way to bring in what I thought was just a hobby and an interest in nature and environmentalism and conservation, and combine it with the tech world and really make it a career in which I'm passionate every day about working 12 hours a day. It doesn't bother me one bit. And so that's kind of how I got to where I am today. It was that passion. When I finally started accepting that hobby and interest was actually what I wanted to make a career out of, that I actually started doing it and enjoying it. Thank you very much. Again, I'm Slate. Watch out for it.